do this. School student taking another written test ain't gonna worry me at all. And when I got the test and sat there and I flipped the first page after I wrote my name on the test, there were all kind of geometry questions and things that I need to answer. And you know what I did, Mother? I just flipped through the test, flipped through the test, flipped through the test, and I just took it and took it back. All I did was wrote my name on the test, took it and passed it back in and said, you know what? I would take my name back. I withdraw my name from this. And I said to myself, if only I would have paid attention in Mr. Hirschberg's geometry class, I would be able to take this test and probably would get this position. But I ain't the only one. Turn back the hands of time. And that is wishful thinking. That is wishful thinking, because we realize no matter how you turn the hands on the clock back, time still keeps moving forward. We've had those if only moments. We've had those times where we wanted things to change because we felt like if something different would have happened, we would have had a different outcome. But as Jesus arrives in Bethany, Martha and Mary both have if only moments. When you look at John chapter 11, it starts out in verse 21, where it starts out in verse 21, where Mary, where go through, and we would hope, we would pray that something would happen to change that situation, to prolong that life, and to enable us to be able to rejoice rather than have grief. So we're not trying to misunderstand or not trying to criticize Mary and Martha for their if only moments that they had at that time. But too many times when we say if only, we're trying to dwell in the past rather than look for the future, or rather than look for the hope of what the Lord has in store. I understand when some folk want things to change, they want a different outcome. But you got to realize, instead of holding on to if only, you might need to change that to if Jesus. Not just if only this would have happened, not just if only that would have happened, but change your way of thinking to say if Jesus was here, if Jesus would do this, if I were on the past, the pains and the problem, look to the right now, the reliever and the resolver. Instead of looking in the past, dwelling on the past, trying to hold on to the past with your if only statement, you got to allow Jesus to turn your situation around. Look to him to be a reliever and a resolver, and say, God, no matter how it looks right now, you can change the situation. Because one of the things we can learn from this particular text, give you hope that doctors or money could not give you, but if you just reach out to him, he can turn things around. You do know if you invite Jesus in your house that he can bring dead situations back to life again. You do know if you send him a message, if you get on your knees and talk to him, he can change your situation, he can change your outcome, and he can make things a whole lot better. Instead of holding on to if only, you ought to result to say if Jesus. If I invite Jesus, if I give it to Jesus, if I let Jesus handle it, it is going to be all right. I ain't going to say it but one more time. If I got anybody that know what I'm talking about, you ought to give him praise and realize that he will turn it around in a minute. Instead of if only, and all that, we still going to have to go through some things. But don't think because you're going through that Jesus has left you all by yourself. Mary and Martha, after Lazarus got sick, they sent a message to Jesus to say, Lazarus, the one whom you love, is sick. They sent a message to him with the hope that Jesus will come and see about them, that Jesus will come and change the situation, because they knew that he had the power, they knew that he had the ability to turn their situation around. But because sometimes the Lord is there and you think he doesn't want to help you, but God is saying, not only do I want to help you, I want to elevate you to a new way of understanding what I can do in your life. You calling me just to give you a piece of bread right now, but Jesus is saying, I want to hold on and wait, because what I'm going to do is feed you for a lifetime. You want me to give you just a little bit of extra money on your job per hour, but Jesus is saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait, and I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you more than a job. I'm going to give you a career where you'll never have to work like you've been working before, and now you're going to see me in a brand new way. You calling for peace in one situation. Jesus said, I'm going to wait and give you peace above your understanding, that you're going to be able to realize that the things that you had to go through, you ain't got to go through them no more. Do I got anybody know what I'm talking about? We asking God for one little thing, but then we get mad when we don't get that, but we don't understand the Lord is trying to do a whole lot more in my life. Can somebody give him some praise in here and tell him